What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ICNV Drivers Edition. The Grand Sport has been revealed, and the question has now come in the Corvette community, or should I say, the conversation that we have been having a lot lately is no C8 will ever be worth any money. And I kind of disagree, and I feel like we should talk about it. Okay, I've released two previous Grand Sport videos that kind of caught a lot of traction, and the conversations in the comments have actually been quite interesting. So, one conversation was how the Grand Sport release or the information that the Grand Sport is coming has now affected the C8 market. Many people want to come out and tell me, oh, the fact that the C8 is just old is the main reason the market is being affected, which is partially true. But at the same point in time, there are so many models out there that it would kind of balance out if they just ended. But while you bring out a newer version and changing up the engine, especially now and letting the information come out when you still have brand new 2026s sitting on the lot that you're struggling to sell, overnight from the reveal info, we have seen C8 pricing drop $3,000. And like I've explained to people in the past, is that usually this time of year, because we're in tax season where people get refunds and most people turn around because we're heading into the summer, they go out and spend a little money on getting them a sports car for the summer that they turn around and look to sell somewhere in the August pre-September timeline right before, what's that, Labor Day in September? Yeah. So this time right now, between March 15th and typically May 5th, it'll take about 45 to 60 days to see a $3,000 price drop on a Corvette just because of how many people are getting back tax refund money. And the belief is they're going to come spend their money on a car. So to see that happen overnight is a statement. But that's not really the focus of this conversation. So I'm getting back into, will there ever be a C8 that's actually worth any money? And my question is, there have been a couple models that we thought would actually carry some weight and hold some value. As of right now, the only one that appears to be holding any form of value is the white 70th anniversary Z06. And the main reason that car is actually holding value is because when it came down to the anniversary edition, for some odd reason, GM thought it would be cool to carry over the black carbon flash color in the anniversary edition to keep it going through more, or should I say, multiple model years. So in essence, the diamond white color that was offered on the 70th anniversary edition is actually rare and was only confined to that 1 year for now. So other than the anniversary edition, remember GM came out with this whole push, which I felt was nothing but a color and sticker package, where they came out with a C8R limited edition car where you can get 1,000 units. And that's what really sparked the conversation, because I see on the market space, and I mentioned this in one of my Corvette Grand Sport videos, that I was looking at the C8 market, the Corvette market, and I was debating on just grabbing a C7 to drive for the summer so I have a performance car to play with. And I started seeing the C8 prices had dropped so much that it almost makes sense just to grab another C8, because I can get the same car I got rid of, which was Zeus and Zeus Bronze, a 3LT. Well, I can get a car with more options for about $2,000 more than what I got for trade value for Zeus 5 months ago. And the significance of that was because the car I was looking at actually had 15,000 miles on it, and I got rid of Zeus with 36. So it would have been 21,000 less miles. But then what I actually found doing a little bit more research was I actually found a C8R replica car, which they only came in the 3LT version, and it's a convertible, and it has more options than Zeus had, for 514 miles on it. And I can get that car for $3 grand more than what I traded Zeus for. So in my mind, although I'm not a huge fan of the yellow color with the C8R replica, it makes more sense for me to get that and play with that for a while because it should hold some form of value. But that's where we at now. Will the C8 ever hold value? And my honest answer to you is, when I went to the auto show this year, the first Corvette I came across was the Stars and Steel 250th Anniversary of America E-Ray. And when I walked up to that car, it actually made me feel a certain type of way, and I actually appreciated it. And because it is specifically a 250th Anniversary of America edition car, meaning that the Stars and Steel Celebration of America's Anniversary car is supposed to be limited to 250 units across the Corvette platform. And you heard me correctly, across the C8 Corvette platform. Originally, I thought it was 250 in each model, or should I say version, of the Corvette C8. But no, it's been confirmed it's only going to be across the entire C8 platform. So if you ask me, this may be the first true collector's car that GM has offered under the C8 platform. Because if they only make 250 units total, and I can tell you right now, I have seen 3 C8 ZR1s, not ZR1Xs, but 3 C8 ZR1s, and I have actually seen 2 C8 E-Rays. In my opinion, the C8 E-Ray Stars and Steels model will become the true collector's car because they didn't make that many E-Rays for 2026 as it already is. And now you have this limited edition placard car in a specific color setup, and they only made 250 across the board. So when I say collector's car, or when I say actually hold value, I never really expect a Corvette to ascend in value. But what I do expect it to do, just like the C7 Carbon 65 edition car, is to depreciate slower than most other Corvettes. So if you actually go out and get one at a discount or even at MSRP, it should have the same value, whereas the Carbon 65 edition C8 Z06, even with 30,000 miles, that car today still sells or is worth 5 to 10 grand less than what it was brand new. And over the past year, and we are coming out the winter months, but over the past year, that car has actually went up about 3 to 5 grand in price, even though the miles keep going up. So when I look at this new Stars and Steel edition Corvette E-Ray, I believe this may be the first collector's car. But honestly, I believe any version of the Stars and Steel series will be worth money 5-10 years down the line from today, because it will be truly a rare limited edition car. But my belief is the E-Ray and the ZR1X will be the cars out the whole coverage that will probably be the hardest cars to find and retain the most value from when they were actually purchased or their purchase price. That's just my opinion, but I say that mainly because more people order base Stingrays than they do E-Rays. More people order Z06s than they do E-Rays. More people will go out and buy a ZR1 than they will buy a ZR1X. I know the jury's still out on that, but as of right now, even with ZR1Xs out, we've seen more ZR1 standard than we have Xs produced or in the marketplace. And honestly, to see a ZR1X on the street is very rare. So I don't think that's going to change, because even though the X has more performance and is definitely in the hypercar territory, we don't see a lot of hypercar owners. We don't see a lot of hypercars on the street. And the ZR1X, although it does have amazing performance, most people still would prefer removing the whole hybrid system from the car and just enjoying the ZR1. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for a collector's car, take a look at this Stars and Steels version of any one of the C8s. But if you can find a way, or if you like the E-Ray and you want to get your hands on one, I think this is the car you should get. And all that depreciation, all that negative image and value dropping on the E-Ray, I think this is the car that will solidify your vehicle. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know what you think of these cars.